Hi, Genesis Rodriguez. Thank you so much for joining us to talk about your film Centigrade. First thing I just have to know, set the scene, you get the call. We want you to star in a film. It all takes place in an unmoving car in the icy cold. Your first reaction?
I was excited. I was excited. I was nervous. I was up for the challenge. I think us as actors, we're always looking for something to challenge us, and we desperately want to feel that fear. And if it doesn't scare you, it's not good. You don't want to be comfortable as an actor because that's where you grow and you really get to learn and explore more of your work. In this instance with this movie, our scenes were pretty much written on the fly, so it's not like we were married to any lines, and that for me as an actor is quite possibly one of the scariest things because I love my lines. I like to overstudy my lines. I like to know my beats. I like to know my actions. So to not have that was frightening. To have that, to have the freezing cold work on you, to be in the claustrophobic car, to being on a diet, all those things sort of happened, and it worked on Genesis the person and me as the actor. So it just flowed, and it was instinctual and natural. And the no two fights were the same, and the temperatures were different, and the silences were really heavy and really palpable in there because we were really suffering. We all collectively really suffered during this movie. So I feel like by the end of it, I was crossing a marathon, and I didn't know what my medal was, and I was like, okay, I did that. I don't know what turned out from it, but I did it.
Yeah, the extreme authenticity, like you said, that you were eating very little as well, and then you shot events in order. And was that then also helpful to you?
So helpful, because the way she starts in the beginning, she is so nervous and so high strung and has so much anxiety in the beginning, and the car and the fights would work different things in her until her arc is becoming this primal, secure woman, strong woman, that needs to survive and needs to keep someone else alive, which is her child.
Well, it does seem that Naomi, I think, experiences every human emotion during this. I'm curious, which is the most challenging for you to film? And then which scene was the most important for you to get right?
Um, the most challenging was the first scene in the movie because I found her to be so annoying, and I was like, I would never, be this annoying from the beginning. But then I was like, you know what? No, she's not annoying. So you have to defend your character from the beginning. And there's another scene that was very difficult for me to wrap my head around when she, I don't want to give too much away, but she takes a certain pill,
Uh-huh.
and I had a hard time defending that. Why would she do that to her child and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
But to that, accomplishing that really helps where she gets to at the end.
Mm-hmm.
um, and it kind of helps her go somewhere and deconstructs her after the car starts deconstructing her. So it was challenging, but again, that's what we hope for as actors. We take on different people because we want to try on different lives and different perspectives and bring them to life and defend these little characters and that people can relate to. So it really is a beautiful thing that I was able to live. But the truth of the matter is that I was able to get out of the car, when I needed a break. Naomi did not. She was not able to leave the car. So it was really good for me and my perspective of being grateful that I had a roof over my head and that I had a bed to sleep to at night. It was a really gratifying experience. And believe you me, when I took that bite of that cheeseburger, at the end of that shoot. That was the most delicious cheeseburger I've ever tasted. It was wonderful.
Well, let's talk about Naomi a little bit. So this is based on true events. There's been a lot of focus on that, but is there an actual Naomi? Is there a woman who experienced this exact story?
I don't think this exact, no, but there was a woman trapped in a car, pregnant woman. So we took pieces from a lot of survival stories, and my goodness, I feel like right before we started shooting, there was a girl. Oh no, that was right before we went to Norway, but there was a girl that we had just heard of that her car fell off in Big Sur, and her car fell in a place where thankfully nothing happened to the car, but she was trapped down there, and she was a young girl, and she was surviving on water and like a couple of snacks, and she had to wait because there was nothing she could do. She was trying to get attention from the bottom of the rocky beach where she was in. But just the story of survival, what the human race can do, like to be able to survive, is fascinating. And this story in itself is so claustrophobic, and it's kind of the perfect time to watch a movie like this.
Yes, it is. It is the perfect time. For people who haven't seen it yet, I mean, the whole thing does take place in a car. You're trapped the whole time. So it feels very familiar in a weird way to the audience.
No, we're all going to something so terrible collectively and just so hard. But if this movie could show anything, is that it could be worse. It could be so much worse. And we have to be grateful for the little wins that we have. And if we could just escape through this 2-hour film or an hour, whatever film, then we did our job. And I think it's a really good movie to keep into perspective of why we're doing what we're doing collectively in this pandemic.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it today.
Thank you so much.